Hi everybody, Dawn here from the International College of Energy Healing. In this video we'll be delving into the auric field and learn how to feel and see them. Now I think that most people have heard of the field of energy that surrounds us. It's known as the aura or the auric field. And so the aura is a mass of subtle energy that emanates from our physical body outwards. Whether you believe in the reality of an aura, I bet you've been using terminology that relates to it. So we're on the same wavelength. Invading my personal space, too close for comfort. There's something about that person that just felt off. All these things are referring to the intuitive information we access via our auras. So I'm not going to go into a lot of depth about the aura in this video. There are masses of great resources out there on the web to learn more about it. Today's video is more practical as you learn how to feel and see the energy that surrounds us all. But before we get into the exercises, there are a couple of things I do want to say about our auric field. So firstly, our aura helps us to sense the world around us. It's an extension of our physical body and it receives psychic information for us to process. It plays a huge part in helping us to determine if a person, place or thing is good for us or not. Secondly, it's a natural barrier for us. So think in terms of your invisible shield. Having a healthy aura helps us to maintain physical, emotional, mental and spiritual boundaries and stay in good health. I believe that what manifests in our physical body has energetically existed for a long time in our aura. So it's important we find ways to keep our auras healthy and free from stuck, stale energy. I'll upload a video about easy ways to do this very soon. So let's get practical. The first exercise we'll do together is for you to become consciously aware of your own energy field. It can be subtle, so you might need to practice this. So let's get started with that. So first thing I'm going to ask you to do is to hold your hands out, palms facing you, and you probably need to be wider than this video. But slowly move your palms together, paying attention to what you can feel. Now as I'm doing this, I'm starting to feel a resistance and a bit of tingling. So you might feel tingling too. You might feel heat, cold, or you might start to feel kind of a magnetic pull or resistance between your hands. So when you feel that, play a little bit with the energy. So it feels like I'm bouncing a balloon or a rubber ball between my hands. And it's very definitely there. So did you feel that? So next, quickly activate your palm chakras. So we're just going to rub them together very, very gently, not for a long time. And you're going to repeat the exercise. So you're going to hold your hands together. What this does, it helps you to become more sensitive to energy. So again, I'm feeling that tingly, I'm feeling the resistance between my hands. Now this can help you feel this more strongly. So I don't know if you could feel a difference when you did that. So like I said earlier, this energy is subtle and it might take a little practice. One of the things that I taught my daughter when she started going out into the town of an evening on her own was how to manipulate her aura in order to keep herself safe. I taught her how to expand her aura in order to repel unwanted attention, amongst other good things a mum teaches their daughter. It's a simple exercise to do, which uses intent and energy. So all you do is simply imagine white light pouring into the space around you, and you add the intention of your boundary being strong and buoyant. and your aura will grow. So you can play with this technique as you're getting comfortable with it. When you're talking to somebody, use the technique to expand your aura and see if they take a step back or shift a little or move away from you in some way. That's a really good indication that they're feeling you moving your energy. That's a really good indication that you're growing your energy field, and they're feeling that and they're taking a step back. It is a lot of fun to do, and what that will help you to do is to really get a sense of it working, and practicing the technique is of real benefit. So I'm going to show you just how effective that technique is, and I'm going to use a dowsing rod for that. So I have one just here, and so dowsing rods are able to pick up intuitive information, subtle energy, so they're really useful in all of this. So the first thing that we're going to do is measure just where the edge of my auric field is with a dowsing rod, and then I'm just going to grow my aura and see if the rod picks up a different boundary. So I'm going to try and do this on camera, but I'm going to turn to the side to do this so that you can see it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to take the rod and I'm going to move it away from my hand, and when it reaches the edge of the aura, it's giving me an indication. So it's about that much. That's how big my aura is. So now I'm just going to take a moment to just visualize the white light energy flowing into my aura. And I'm seeing it fill the space and expand the boundary out. And I'm asking the auric field to be buoyant and fulsome and just a fantastic protection for me, my physical me. And so it doesn't have to take very long. So let's have a look. I'm going to move a little bit further away because hopefully you will see a difference. So just in that short time, I've expanded my aura quite a lot. So have a go at that. It's a great technique to use. So now let's look at seeing auras, no pun intended. Some people are naturally gifted at seeing auras, and some of us need to practice the technique. Seeing auras is something I had to practice as I was developing my skills. And what I found is that we see auras in different ways depending on what our preference is for receiving psychic information. So some people will actually see a person's aura with their physical eyes. It might be a glow or a shimmer at first, and then it'll move into colours. And for some, they'll see it in their mind's eye. And some people don't see it at all. They've got preferences for feeling, hearing, or knowing. And so they'll pick up information in different ways. They might see words or hear words or things associated with a particular colour. They might feel different emotions in their body, and all are valid because it really doesn't have to look any particular way or any one way. So let's see if we can see an aura. The first technique is going to be trying to see your own aura. So the first exercise we're going to do, all you're going to need is your 2 index fingers, and you're going to just touch the ends slightly, and it's a lot easier if you've got kind of a neutral background to look at, because then you haven't got any kind of visual disturbances. But once you've kind of pressed them together, you're going to slowly pull them apart and see if you can see the energy strands. And you might see kind of like a silvery thread. You might see, almost like a heat haze. You might see something like wispy smoke. It really, I know, as I say before, it doesn't have to look any one way. And you know, it is something that you might need to practice. So I don't know if you're doing this along with me and you can see your own energy field, the own strands of energy, or maybe you can tune in and see mine. So most often when I see this, I see it as more of a heat haze, and then suddenly what will come into focus is this very kind of silvery thread, almost like a piece of silvery cotton. But the more that you do it, the more that you will get into that. So, like anything, practice. This is a really easy technique to start to be able to see, whether it's physically with your eyes or whether it's in your mind's eye, the energy that's surrounding us. So our second activity, you're going to need a piece of paper. So it could be black or it could be white. It doesn't really matter. And I think I'm going to turn sideways again. And what you've got to do is place your hand about, a couple of inches above the paper, and then you're going to look at your hand. And it's a bit like when you see those third eye, those kind of magic eye paintings, and you kind of have to you soften your gaze and you almost look through it to allow the image to be revealed. It's a bit like that. So you're going to soften your gaze, kind of look through, and just spend some time seeing what you can see. Now, most often happens is that you see, almost like a haze around each of your fingers. It might be a little bit of a glow. It could have maybe a golden colour to it, or a white colour. That's typically what you see first. And then the more that you practice and the more that you look into that, you might start to see some colours coming through as well. So again, this is a great practice, meaning that you need to practice it. So let's see if you can tune into my hand. As I said before, soften your gaze, look beyond the hand, through the fingers, and see if you can see anything coming up. So, did you see anything? Were you able to perceive a glow around my fingers? Or maybe you're trying this yourself with your own hand. Please do let me know in the comments below whether or not you were able to see this glow around your own hand or around my hand as we were doing that. And if you were doing this activity, were you able to see the silvery thread as well? And if you haven't, don't worry, because practice absolutely makes perfect. So the more that you do it, the more that you'll work that muscle that allows you to see energy and perceive it in a different way. And so you'll be surprised just how effective practice is for this. So now we're going to lean into a little bit around colours, because once you've started to be able to see the energy outline, the more that you practice, the more that you'll be able to tune into colours. So how you interpret those colours is a whole other video. But for now, all I want you to do is to see some colours, see if you can perceive colours. Now again, this might be with your actual eyes, or it might be with your third eye, your mind's eye. It doesn't really matter, it doesn't have to look in any one way. And you can practice this with a friend or a family member, but I'm going to let you practice on me. So again, what's really good is that you have a neutral background. So I'm sitting here in front of this whiteboard so that you have that neutral background to gaze upon me in front of. And that background can be white or it could be black, as long as it's neutral. And just like you were doing with the hands, what I want you to do is to gaze beyond me, almost like look through me, look past me, into the whiteboard. Soften your eyes and just spend a few minutes seeing what emerges for you. Again, you might see it with your physical eyes, you might see it in your mind's eye. If you're struggling to see anything in your physical eyes, I invite you to close your eyes, because you might be able to see the colours more intuitively. And maybe grab a piece of paper and a pencil so that you can make some notes. Pause the video, go and get your paper and your pencil and come back. So have you got them? You know what you're doing? You're going to be looking at me, you're going to be gazing past me, soft gaze, and you're going to see what colours might come up. Now, I'm going to close my eyes for this because it's a little bit creepy for me just staring into the video. So I hope you don't mind if I'm just going to pop my eyes shut, and we'll sit for maybe 30 seconds or so and see how you did. Okay, so a short amount of time, the things I do for you guys, because that felt very weird sitting there, but I'm hoping you were able to tune in a little bit, and if not see colours, see the glow around me. And again, you can rewind the video as much as you need to, or you can grab a friend to practice with as well, because I do think doing this with other people is really fun. So so do give it a go. And when it comes to colours, you may have seen colours, you may have seen some colours around me. Love to hear about that in the comments below if you did. And then the interpretation of that, as I said, that's another video. But there are lots of resources out there on the web which will tell you an interpretation of a different colour. And that's probably a great place to start. But I want you to build your own interpretation, because I think that's what makes it more valid. So it doesn't matter that if I see green, it means healing. You might see green and it means you need to go and get a new job, or whatever that is. You know, whose interpretation is valid? Well, my interpretation's valid, your interpretation's valid, because it's what meaning you are giving the colours and what meaning you derive from it. So yes, the resources that say, you know, this colour means this and that colour means the other is a good place to start, but I don't want you to stay there. I want you to move beyond that, because it's a matter of practice, and it's a matter of just trusting yourself and trusting your own intuition as well. There are so many exercises you can do with energy and auras, and I will be posting more of these over the coming months, so stay tuned, and don't forget, subscribe, smash the like button, and you'll be notified when something comes up that's new. So I hope you've enjoyed this short little soiree into the world of seeing and feeling auras. If you like these type of videos, please do consider subscribing and hit the bell, because you'll be notified when I upload a new video. And my goal is to upload at least 2 of these a week. And so it can build up almost like a course. It's almost like you're taking a course. And you can use these videos to practice with a group of friends, maybe, you know, sitting in a psychic development circle. These are all great activities to practice your psychic development and intuition. And I would really love it if you would comment below. I definitely want to create a dialogue and have a conversation with you. So if you saw something, or you didn't see something, or you've got a question, please pop it in the comments below, and I would love to read those and respond.